I would call a community plan a plan that has been produced by the community, for the community.
It's the opportunity for everybody in a community to say what their aspirations are.
Bringing people in the village together to understand each other's views.
You're able to put your opinion across about what you want to change.
A way of thinking about the future of the village so that it doesn't just happen.
They can tell councils and agencies what's important, and they can get something done to make life better.
Everyone should be involved in doing the community plan.
People from as many sections of the community as possible.
Because it is the plan that belongs to the community.
It's actually residents doing it for themselves.
And you end up with volunteers to actually do most of those things. There's only a handful of things, like some highways works, that you need to involve bigger authorities in. The community can probably do 90% of the things for itself.
You all can sit in the pub and talk about, I want this to happen and that to happen, but we've got a group of community members that are willing to go along, put a plan together to make sure it can come together and work.
It's not a one-man show, it's a community effort, and that's really, really important.
Do you feel some compassion about something? Do you feel some anger about something? The answer is to follow that up.
If you want your community to be a better place, get up and get involved.
It's people actually identifying things that they want to keep, things that they want to improve to make their community a much nicer place to live in.
Finding out exactly what it is that they want to do.
It's great, it's exciting, it's fun. You meet new people, you have so much great experience of meeting people, different cultures and backgrounds.
There's a gentleman who was involved in a community plan, and he said that he'd got to know more people through doing the community plan than he had in the 20 previous years that he had lived in that community.
This is a good opportunity to say, I got off my backside and actually did something.
And people get a real buzz out of helping others in the community.
The results are tremendous. The positive ideas that you create about the way you want to take your local community forward.
We now know exactly what people want and what they don't want.
Is essential if you're going to make it a living, thriving community for the future, and that's what we all want.
The plan took from beginning to end, and I'll call it the end, but a lot happens after the end. It took 3 years from when we first met to when we produced our plan.
Once you get that momentum going, people really do take things on with a tremendous amount of enthusiasm.
You can't achieve everything overnight, you have to be patient.
And the plan could roll on for a number of years to come yet.
Keep going, keep the plan up to date, and you should achieve more and more as time goes on.
There's a lot of people you can go to and ask the question, how can I do this? What are the pitfalls?
Most councils will have somebody like me who will go out and they'll go to the very first meeting of the community and help them through every step of the way.
A local authority clearly is able to share its experience with having been involved in lots of other community plans.
And then we'll also help them with the action plan and help them to get those projects taken forward by the relevant agency.
And there's more and more parishes all the time that are doing this. All the agencies and service providers and councils are really supportive of this and doing what they can to help, and communities all across the place are getting involved.
It is about saying, what do you want? How can we help you get it?
This is exactly the type of thing that we would normally do to consult with residents. We've got a couple of different things going on here. We've got things that you'd like to improve about North Baddesley. People are putting post-it notes on a wall. We've got things that people like living about North Baddesley. It's important to celebrate the good things and not focus on the negatives. We've got a map asking people to put stickers of where they're from, so we can make sure we've consulted with everybody across the village. But there's lots of different ways of doing consultation, like from door knocking and going around to focus groups.
Created a questionnaire which we literally delivered house to house.
If it didn't go through the letterbox, it was a knock on the door to make sure that people were in and understood the whole concept and what it was all about.
One of the common themes that comes out of a lot of parish plans is that we need more facilities, more things for young people to do. Well, the key thing is that we involve young people in deciding what those are.
Because it's our views and we shouldn't be ignored.
We put on every piece of paper that we could find in every shop and asked the people to give us 5 and give us 5 priorities.
With a bit of will, a bit of effort and a bit of your time, you can make a real difference to the place you live in.
The parish profile's a really important part of a community plan because it actually sets out a description of that community.
The parish profile was literally about 2 pages. It basically told you what the community was in terms of the number of people that live in the area, the number of households.
Then they'll look at the services they've got, so what schools they've got, what churches they've got, play facilities for children. They'll look at the environment and what footpaths they've got.
It all came out with people's feelings when we were doing the profile, doing the questionnaire. It all came together and it's all embodied within the plan.
The parish profile's done by the steering group, and it's a really nice part for them to start with because they're all familiar with their own community and it's something they feel safe with and that they can get on and do right at the very start.
I've got an example of a good community plan here from Hale, and this sets out exactly what the community would like to achieve, and as part of the document we've actually got an action plan which sets out the things that the village would like to see achieved.
It's wonderful to see that it's come to a real tangible fruition in terms of something's actually happened as a result of that planning process.
Now they can be things like new play equipment for the playground, they could be safer routes for children to walk to school, they could be a whole variety of things that the community have said are important to them, and that action plan is the document that they're going to use to try and ensure that as many of those things as possible can be achieved.